Hey everyone, welcome to Empower Team Monday Night Call. I am Natalie Dolan. I'm an Emerald Ambassador, and I want to share with you guys today on the subject of what I titled it was Success Leaves Clues. And if you have been around a little bit, then you've definitely heard this saying, success leaves clues. And it's one of those infamous things that can be kind of like cliche, like, you know, whatever. But I think I wanted to really break down what that looks like and how kind of being very mindful of this, of, of, of this, I don't know, I guess it's just like a perspective or something to keep an eye out for, just looking for things that successful people do. And so I wrote out some things that successful, like what really to look for when you're thinking about this. When I first started my business, I heard this saying, and I decided very early on in my business that I was going to do what the successful people did. And it didn't matter if I didn't feel like doing it. It didn't matter if I didn't understand it fully or fully believe in whatever it was yet. Like in the beginning, I didn't love the idea of cold messaging people. I was really freaked out by that. I almost let the fear of what other people would think about me hold me back from doing this business completely. So once it, and I over the years really had to overcome that. It's not that I don't care what people think at all. Like, I'm still a human, but and I don't think we're supposed to like completely not care what anybody thinks. But I had to kind of overcome like that deep fear that I had, that fear of man, that was really holding me back. And so when it came to this idea that I was going to, this really commitment that I was going to do what the successful people do, I was like, okay, cool. Well, successful people do their IPA every day, and IPA is reaching out to 3 new people, following up with 2 or 3 people, doing your posts for the day, all those things. And I was like, man, okay, I'm not great at, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not great at cold messaging people. I don't like the idea of it, but it doesn't matter because that's what the successful people do. So I'm going to do that. So that's what I did. And lo and behold, over time, overcame. It's cold messaging is not really, it's not hard for me anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not super freaked out by it. I'm not like, it's very natural for me. It's become a very natural thing for me to just be like, hey girl, have you seen any of my health posts? I don't know if you're looking for a health upgrade, but if you're open to it, can I send you some info? That is so natural for me, you know? I mean, I can send that in a voice message. I can send that, I can just send that out to people, and it's natural for other people too. So I got over that because I adopted that philosophy that I was going to do what successful people do. Okay. So here's some things that I noticed along the way of things that successful people do. So when we were coming up, I was watching YouTube videos constantly, training myself on YouTube all the time. And the people who are on YouTube who do Plexus are the successful people. So I did what they said to do. I was on the Pink Power Monday Night Calls, book clubs. I was looking at Fallon and Brittany and Cody and Sue and Sally and Jamie. And I was looking at all of these people before they were diamonds, as they were coming up and they were in full momentum, just doing what they did. Okay. So something that I noticed was that successful people show up constantly, not consistently. They show up consistently, not perfectly. Nobody shows up perfectly, but they're still showing up very consistently. And obviously, we know that consistency compounds. So showing up every day, a little bit at a time, adds up and compounds and multiplies out to something very big. Okay. So if you take away anything, really, it's that to make consistency a part of just who you are. I'm a person who shows up consistently. If you can really ingrain that within yourself, then you can make it through a whole lot. You can do a lot of things imperfectly, as long as you show up consistently and you're making some sort of effort, because over time you're going to grow in all of those areas, right? Like, all of your skills and all of that. What I noticed was when I was hopping on all the calls, I was noticing that what successful people do is they make personal growth a lifestyle. It's something who it's something they're always doing. Successful people are always reading. They're reading the books. They're always watching the videos. They're investing in training. They're going above and beyond, right? So, as you're easing your way into it, maybe you're just, rearranging your schedule a little bit to be on Monday Night Call or to be on book club. And that's so awesome. And as you go along, continue to just kind of build upon that habit of doing personal growth and of, you know, making that a part of your lifestyle. And then it just becomes something that you're always doing while you're getting dressed, while you're getting ready, while you're commuting. You're listening to personal growth, you're listening to audiobooks, you're reading, all of those things. Something else is, I've noticed that successful people do it afraid. They do, kind of goes back to the cold messaging part, but successful people are not necessarily fearless. They just do it afraid, right? So you're gonna have to, at some point, early on, something I did was I actually made my chicken list because I had a lot of fear. I had a lot of, things like that were holding me back, and a lot of uncertainty and self-doubt. I was just kind of, going a little by little. I didn't have it all figured out, but I made my chicken list and just literally, like, who am I most freaked out to reach out to? Like, people, it was like really people I respected and people I looked up to. And I reached out to all of those people and I just asked if they wanted, if they would be open to taking a look. And after that, after those responses, I realized, hey, now I can talk to anybody. So the more things that you do afraid, the more you're going to grow. I will never say no to something out of fear. Like, if somebody wants me to do, if somebody wanted me to do a call or whatever, things like that, I would never, I decided I was not going to say no to something because I was afraid to do it. I'm always going to overcome. That is my goal, to overcome, any obstacle that I may be afraid of by taking action. Okay. So do it afraid. Yeah. Make that a motto. There's been so many times where, even not that long ago, I did send a message to somebody. I was like, ooh, and I just, did it anyways. And I sent it out and I did it afraid. Cause at the end of the day, what's going to happen? Somebody's going to, judge you or, whatever. So anyways, successful people know that every problem is solvable. What I've seen in a lot of my mentors and people that I look up to, is that they have a lot of grit, and every problem they come up against, they just figure out the solution, right? Like, whatever problem they're having in their business, whatever problem they're having with people, they're going to find a solution. Maybe you feel like you don't, you know, you don't have enough time. There's always a solution for that. It's better time management. you know, it's taking a good, honest inventory. Maybe you don't feel like, maybe, you can't, I've solved a lot of problems in my business. I've found childcare. I've outsourced things. I've, done more training. I've found a video. I mean, not that long ago, I was just like, oh, hey, I would really like to watch some videos on imposter syndrome. So I tracked them down. I searched out Facebook. I did digging, and I found what I needed for my problem. And which goes back to being resourceful, right? So every problem you come up against, there is going to be a solution for, if you're resourceful enough to find it, right? So I don't want, so don't be the kind of person who has a problem like, yeah, my network just isn't that big, so I can't do this, I can't be successful. No, there's a problem, there's a solution for that. It's go build your network, get in groups, get involved, go to activities, go to parties, join a group. There's always a solution, right? So I want you guys to really adopt that mindset as well, that no matter what I come up against, maybe you're not good at Instagram, or maybe you're not great at social media, but you can learn how to be good at all of that. Maybe you're not great at making graphics, you can learn that. Which goes to my next point, is that successful people learn skills over time. So when I first started this, I'd never posted on social media. I wasn't good at taking pictures. I didn't know how to make a single graphic. I'd never done that before, never made a graphic. I wasn't good at writing posts. Something I really noticed was that, all of these people I looked up to were really great at like writing posts, telling stories. And I had always said about myself that I was not a good storyteller. I made that limiting belief a part of my identity wrongfully. I would always say, oh, I'm a horrible storyteller. I forget things, and I forget the details, and I don't have good flow or whatever. And then I decided, no, that doesn't have to be my identity. That limiting belief doesn't have to be what I can learn how to be a better storyteller. I can learn how to write better posts. And so over time, I've learned how to write good posts. I've learned how to communicate better. It didn't come naturally to me at first. I've learned how to take pictures better. I've learned how to, cold message people and follow up and what to say. These are all, and make graphics. I mean, now I'm like whipping graphics out like left and right, and I didn't have that skill before. So I want you to realize, really just take it step by step, and know that over time, you don't have to know everything at first, but over time, you'll have to learn new skills. You don't have to know them all at first to be successful, but just make that a part of which kind of goes along with personal growth, but just make that a part of, what you strive for in the long term, right? So successful people have longevity mindset. So it's not all about, you don't have to have it all figured out right now, but you do know, we're in this for the long haul. And so you just stick through whatever season it is. I've missed ranks, I've missed incentive contests, I've had people quit on me, I've had I've gone back in points, I've gone through all of these things, and it wasn't always like a great season. We weren't always in momentum, but I had long-term vision, and was like, it's okay if right now I'm not on the mountaintop. We'll push through this season and we'll keep on going, because I have long-term vision. And you can't ever quit something on your worst day. if it's your best day and you still want to quit, then go ahead. But you don't ever quit something on your worst day. So like I was saying, successful people take imperfect action. So something else you'll hear a lot in this business is that action is the cure for what ails you in your business. And so a lot of the time, whatever you're kind of coming up against, maybe you feel stuck, or maybe you have self-doubt, or maybe, things are slow, the key is, or maybe you feel discouraged in your business, you don't know how to move forward. The key is always just take imperfect action now. Because a lot of time we build up a lot of drama in our head and about, what we're doing and the path that we're on. And, it takes kind of just dropping a lot of that drama that we've created in our mind and just taking imperfect action. And that will build your confidence, which will then make a lot of these other insecurities and doubts and things like that fall off, because this business is fun when you're actually doing it. And you're actually and you're not just thinking about it in your head and like creating all of these scenarios and drama. It's so much better when you're just doing it, when you're talking to people. And that, yeah, confidence fuels passion, so most of the time it's just get into action. I've seen so many people stop. It's not that you're stuck, it's that you've stopped. I've seen so many people be like, I'm stuck, but they're just not doing anything. They've stopped. And that will always breed insecurity. And of course, you're not going to feel successful when you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. You're not seeing anything come through. Because you're not working. So just take imperfect action. Your posts don't have to be perfect. You don't have to show up perfectly every single day, but imperfect action will really really bring you out of a lot of things that you're going through. Yeah, because then it'll be better. You'll sign somebody. You're actually getting people to respond to you. You're actually, doing the things you're supposed to do, which makes you feel accomplished, which makes you want to do it, which makes you want to do more of it. Okay. And lastly, what I have is successful people in this business have a career mindset. And really what that looks like I've spoke about several times, is in the beginning, something that really served me that I decided was I was going to make Plexus my plan A, B, and C. Not to say that you can't like have your job that you're doing right now. Like Tova, she's at her other job right now, and she's still, passionate at doing that. But she also decided she was going to make Plexus a career for her, even though she already has another career right now. So I decided I was going to make Plexus my plan A, B, and C, and I was going to make this a career. So if you come into this and it's going to be a lot more enjoyable the more serious that you take it, because then you're going to get serious results, right? So, and when you're getting results, it makes it enjoyable, exciting. You're seeing traction, you're building momentum, and success really loves speed, right? So, I mean, it is really slow. This business is fun when you do it with some good, consistent speed, instead of coming in and out and kind of just slowly doing this and that. That tends to be a struggle and not as fun. But when you're just going for it and you're having this career mindset, you've chosen to be successful, and you can kind of rest in this, like, am I doing this? Am I not doing this? That burns a lot of energy when you are not committed when you're not like, you don't know what you're doing, you can't decide. You ever heard of the prison of indecision? Like you just don't really, you can't, that'll just keep you really stuck. Once you just let go of the drama and you decide this is what I'm going to do, and here's what I've decided this is going to be for me and my family, and I'm going to be consistent doing what I can do. You know, maybe you can only do an hour every day for this season, or maybe you want to just run and you want to commit several hours a day in whatever season, you know. But as long as you just keep on going, and have that, like, this is my career, I'm taking this seriously and professionally, that is going to really bring a lot of peace because you've chosen success, right? And so no matter what you go through, as long as you keep going and you don't quit, you will be successful. There have been many seasons where, you know, things were not as bright as they are today, but I just knew that this is what I had chosen. And as long as I kept going and pushing through those seasons, that success would come. And guess what? I was right. Success did come. So I promise it's very real if you just commit to that. So yeah, guys, I mean, that's pretty much what I have. Yeah, I just really encourage you guys to have some people that you look up to. Know that you don't have to be me. I wasn't striving to be like Brittany Howard. We were very different. I've never tried to be like Courtney. I'm not going to be posting my home decor stuff. That's not me. I'm going to post my whatever, you know, I'm going to lean into me, but just do it on a, you know, on a professional level. So be you guys, but just go all in, draw your line in the sand, and do what the successful people do, and you'll be good. All right, guys, I will see y'all on the Pink Power Call. Courtney is going to be leading that, so let's show up and support her. It's going to be awesome. So y'all have a good night, and we'll see you on the next call.